Let's get into Reax and let's go through that and see how people did react to the game yesterday. First one is Kane from the lane. This is a nice little clip of Pedro Porro of his exchange with Mudryk yesterday.
No, it's a bit after he starts celebrating.
He goes down. So he goes down, and then once he gets up and he looks up and he just gives a lovely little cheer. I love that from Pedro Porro.
Porro's great at that when he interacts with the fans. He's been really good at that this season.
He is. He's always coming up to the fans and giving it all that.
He's becoming a bit of a fan favourite, 100%.
Jan Vertonghen tweeted out yesterday, highest defensive line I've ever seen in my life. And he's played in some high lines, let me tell you that.
He has never seen anything like that. I wonder how he would have coped in an Ange high line.
I reckon he would have loved it.
Yeah, I reckon he loved it.
Tottenham tweeted out saying, a message from our captain, and that was from Heung-min Son. And the message is, your support last night was incredible. We fed so much off your energy and atmosphere in the stadium. We made mistakes as a team, put ourselves in a tricky position, but hey, we will learn from these mistakes and we'll bounce back. We'll be stronger together. I wake up this morning proud of the boys, proud of you supporters, and excited to get straight back to work. Come on, you Spurs.
A lovely message from Son, have to say. And look, that's captain material. We know he's been unbelievable in the leadership role so far this season. And that's a great message. And that's after a 4-1 home defeat for Chelsea. Like, usually, what do players come out after these big defeats with? Sorry, apologising. But this is not what Son took from it, and that's what I love.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could see it with his, like, what he was talking about, feeding off the fans. You could see it in Sonny's performance yesterday, the way he was just literally just didn't let anything slip. He was running after everything. So much effort put into the game from Sonny yesterday. And definitely he was leading by example on that football pitch.
And I think it's important for him to acknowledge how amazing the fans were yesterday, because they were on top of their game. So I'm really happy he did that.
JJ Bull says, look at it, it's beautiful. And he's reacting to a tweet from John McKenzie saying, you, an idiot. That's an insane high line, back line, and me, a genius. That's an insane low front line.
But look at that picture. This is it's an unbelievable picture. Just look at that. It's incredible. It's absolutely crazy how we attempted to do it. But look, I think this is when Cucurella might have gotten in goal. But it's just it's one of those things. It's just so crazy. It just might work kind of things. And it nearly did. And it nearly did.
JJ Bull again saying, absolutely love this Spurs mega high line with 9 men. Seems crazy because it's not what you're supposed to do, but it makes sense. Do you think it made sense?
I think it makes sense if you're trying to win the game. That's what makes sense. If you're trying to earn a draw, then no, it doesn't make sense.
Then you do what Klopp did.
Then you do what Klopp did. But if you're trying to actually win the game, then you have to try and force something. Some situations, that's how you do it. And you try and force Chelsea into those long passes, rush them into it, and that's what we did. So I think that makes sense.
Though, trying to win a game with 9 men?
100% it is, but that's what Ange is going to do. Look, and I'm all here for it if that's what he wants to do.
Does it make sense to try and win a game with 9 men against 11?
Depends. In this situation, I would say go for it. Like, early in the season, you can afford, we're top of the league, or you can afford to kind of do these things. Maybe later in the season, let's say if this was a game to we had to get top 4 and you needed a point to get top 4 and he did that, I would be not happy. I would say, look, you just need to get the result. But in this kind of situation, I think this is better for the long term of Tottenham, in my opinion.
Lily White Rose says, legend, and that's a picture of Vicario, and he would definitely put in a legendary performance yesterday, that's for sure. Tottenham Sweden saying, stand up and give these two massive credit. Teammates well in Eric Dyer and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and they both come out with glowing analysis from the game yesterday.
Yeah. So we have to stand up, do we?
Yeah, stand up.
So we have to
stand up. Well done.
There we go. Listening to you, Tottenham Sweden.
Statman Dave saying, just 3 outfield players who started the game tonight for Spurs finished the game. The other 7 were either sent off or subbed off, and the only players to make it throughout the game were Heung-min Son, Yves Bissouma and Pedro Porro. What an outrageous game.
Yeah, unbelievable. And Oliver was actually talking a lot to Sonny yesterday about the red card. Son was arguing his case, but obviously nothing given. But he's always going to back up his man, isn't he, Sonny?
Squawker giving us some stats saying Tottenham's home record against United's home record. I don't know what this is. Tottenham's PL home record versus United. 32 games, 15 defeats, 10 draws and 7 wins. Tottenham's home PL record against Chelsea. 32 games, 15 defeats, 10 draws and 7 wins. Identical.
We have identical records.
Fair enough.
It's a bit weird. We're not very good at home to United or Chelsea, it seems, basically.
At least we beat United this year. Charles Watts says, convinced if Spurs just dropped deep in that second half and protected their goal, they would have got a point. You could say it was brave to play the higher line, but was more stupid than anything. Was inevitable. Chelsea would eventually knock balls up one of their chances. And
he's an Arsenal fan.
He is an Arsenal fan, but I kind of don't disagree with it, though.
I don't disagree, but no, he's right. But I prefer my manager.
Play the way we want to.
I prefer my manager
right or wrong.
in this situation. I prefer my manager to try and win the game than to try and just get a draw. What's the point for us right now? Yeah, look, it'll be good.
Keeps us unbeaten.
It does keep us unbeaten. That would be good, but I'd just prefer to go the Ange way and actually try and throw caution to the wind and try and win the game.
It kind of like brings an even more meaning to the Big Ange song now. You know, we play the way we want to.
Exactly.
With Big Ange Postecoglou, whether we're right or wrong.
Damn
That's
right.
what happened yesterday.
Exactly maybe he took it too much to heart.
Literally. But I love it. After the game, they still played Angels.
Did they?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And everyone still sang along.
They didn't play all the party anthems, though.
It was Can't Smile Without You, then Angels. That was it.
Got you.
Olivia Buzaglo says Spurs were the catalysts of their own downfall tonight. I think Chelsea were getting some control back after the first 10 minutes, but Udogi's first challenge swung the game. Indefensible from Romero and Udogi. Occasion got too much. Discipline out the window. Again, hard to disagree.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think, those guys, the red cards and the stupid passes, just the sloppiness in that first half. We only got ourselves to blame when we were on top and playing so well. It's so disappointing that we just lost control just by ourselves. We lost control.
The Athletic says it raised eyebrows this evening, but Tottenham's high line isn't going anywhere. That's 100%. And that's a quote from Ange saying it's just who we are and who we'll be as long as I'm here.
Love to hear it.
Brennan Johnson on Instagram with a picture, and the caption is, proud of the boys, support was top class, thank you. And that's the thing that's like made such a difference this season, is the mentality of the fan base. Just never stop singing, full support of the team. And that's what happens when you've got a team and you've got a manager that gives us what they're giving us at the moment. The fans are always going to reciprocate.
Yeah, and I'm just happy that all the players are acknowledging it, even because it would be easy to be really down after a defeat like that, especially at home to Chelsea. But I think that in a weird way, the way we because I think if we would have sat deep, right, and got battered 4-1, everyone would have been very negative after the game. And the fact that we've been beaten 4-1, but everyone saw we gave it a go, we still tried to win the game, it's kept that positive feeling. So I think that's what it's done, how Postecoglou played.
Yeah. This is a clip from James Redmond.
No, it's a meme, basically.
Yeah, I know it's a meme.
But
it's from James Redmond. I think it's the one where he's talking about Sadio Mane.
No, ifs, buts or maybes.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
And this is 100%. That's how I feel about Vicario right now. I really feel that way. Like, that's how good he's been this season.
Best in the world, 100%.
I've never seen a goalkeeper coming out with such glowing praise after a 4-1 defeat.
100%.
Spurs Global saying Spurs games without Christian Romero with his red card, Wolves, Villa and Man City, and he'll be available against West Ham on December the 7th. So another big game for him to come back into.
Oh God, he's going to get
London derby.
God.
Bradley says Van de Ven's injury, the result of a long and regular VAR stops. You can't keep stopping games for that long without it becoming a safety issue for players. There goes one of our top players of the season with a serious injury. I mean,
I wonder if there's some credit.
I'm not too sure about that. You're really going to put Van de Ven's injury to all these stops and starts?
Maybe, I don't know, because it's just the way Van de Ven plays, because he uses his pace a lot, and so he has to really use those hamstrings when he's running in behind. And if he keeps stopping and starting, and then you're stopping for like 5 minutes, and then he has to make a big run again, and then you're stopping again for 5 minutes. I don't know. Look, I'm not a doctor or anything, so I don't really know what kind of effect it is. I wonder if anyone in the chat can bring any light, if there's any truth that can have an effect. But I thought it was an interesting point.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure if I buy it though, but again, I'm not a doctor either, so I'm not really qualified to comment on that one. Bardi is saying Spurs should release a statement tomorrow morning. We're just getting on with it, mate.
I would love that. I would love that if he was posting it off the back of the Arsenal statement. That would be the best shithousery we could do.
That would be brilliant. Ollie Davis with a tweet here. He says, Udogi's inexperience showed while the old Romero let us down massively. Every single one of them who played till the end, though, should hold their heads. high. Terrific effort, and those injuries are just what we've all been dreading pretty much. And that's pretty much what I was saying in the match review word for word, to be honest, and absolutely spot on.
In a weird way, though, like it kind of takes away that anxiety of them getting injured because they're injured now. So like it's happened every time. Like anyone that goes through, like you're aware now, oh my god, and now it's happened.
Yeah,
so
now the anxiety is of what we're going to witness while they're injured.
But now, in a weird way, like the Wolves game, it just becomes a massive game again. Like before, if we would have beaten Chelsea, everyone would have expected the win against Wolves. But now it's like become a really big game again because of these injuries.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer the former, to be honest. Lies Bouzidi says, I reckon Ange saw a defence of Emerson, Dyer and Porro and figured he'd rather risk losing heavily but going for the knockout punch than inevitably losing anyways. I mean, I don't think he saw that. I think this is just the way he's going to play. No matter who he had in defence, he would have played that way.
You're probably right about that. It doesn't matter who he's there.
Charlie Eccleshare says, the main difference between Postecoglou said about VAR compared to those most managers is you get the sense he actually cares about what it's doing to the game rather than his team in that moment. And I think that's spot on as well from Charlie Eccleshare.
Yeah, I completely agree as well.
Matt Law says, also seeing a lot of people claiming Postecoglou was naive. People might not agree with his high line approach, but to call a guy with his experience naive is pretty disrespectful in my opinion. Stubborn might be more accurate, but Spurs fans in the stadium appreciated it. And that's kind of similar to a conversation that we had in the match review.
Yeah, I don't think I agree completely. Look, he is not naive. Naive implies that he doesn't know the consequences of what he's doing. I think he does. I just think that he just went for it. That's the way he approached to try and win the game. So, and I also agree. I think the fans appreciated it, and the only reason we're being positive today is because of that approach. Again, if we would have sat deep and got lost 4-1, we would all be sitting here very negative today, and I don't think he would have got the round of applause at the end that he did. So,
yeah, it's true. Sport Bible tweeted out a picture of the high line again, and they say Tottenham deployed a never seen before 0-7-1 formation versus Chelsea. Ange ball is insane.
0-7-1, look at that.
It really is insane.
It's really mad. It's such a mad. I've never seen anything like this.
Never. Fabrizio Romano tweeted out saying Tottenham fans singing and they're showing their love to Ange Postecoglou and squad fighting despite crazy unlucky game. Really nice to see. And the Spurs fans really did show their class yesterday, didn't they?
Absolutely, especially under the circumstances. A lot of other fans maybe would have turned a bit toxic in those circumstances, but Tottenham didn't because they appreciated what Ange tried to do in the game. So, and it's great Romano acknowledging that. It's really good.
James Alcott showing the touch map of Vicario yesterday, and this is insane. Is this a centre-back or is this a goalkeeper?
Mental. How many? What, he had 12. Was that 12 touches outside the box? Like, yeah, that could be a DM. Honestly, that could be a number 6 kind of a touch map. Absolutely insane from Vicario.
If I told you that was Romero's heat map or that was Romero's touch map, you wouldn't have argued against me.
Literally, it's like a prime Manuel Neuer kind of touch map. It's mental, absolutely mental.
Adam Smithy says very proud of that performance. 2 huge injuries, 2 red cards, and only 3 of the outfield starters finishing the game. And we had some big chances at 2-1. Spurs fans absolutely immense. Again, another one spot on. And Chris Miller, Windy COYS, saying Højbjerg's ball playing centre back arc began tonight. What do you reckon about that?
Maybe. Look, he did a great job. And I think if in a weird way, it's a bit like how Pep used to play Fernandinho at centre back, didn't he? At times. So why can't Højbjerg do it?
Yeah. Tottenham tweeted out saying body on the line, and that was Vicario's save to Cucurella from a point blank range.
It hit him in the face, I think, that one right in the face.
And Oliver Holt reacting to Postecoglou's post-match interview, saying Postecoglou's reaction tonight to decisions that went against him was a striking contrast to Arteta's on Saturday. Arteta behaved like a petulant, over-entitled child. Postecoglou behaved like an intelligent, reflective leader. I know which one of them I'd rather be in charge of my football club.
Couldn't agree more.
Duo Max saying, sang my heart out, proud of this football club, we move. And that was him in expressions being shown on TV.
Yeah, that was a
yesterday.
3-1 down as well. So big up to them, singing up for the boys. I think that's it.
That is that for the way Twitter reacted to the game yesterday.